Okay, guys, this is part two of two. Um, my next to last 10 rolls, of course, these are the zinc pennies. They go back to the bank or wherever I choose to send them, and I'll talk about that in a minute. These are the copper pennies that I'm keeping. These are the 1983 pennies. I told you about the weight on them. Uh, Zinc pennies are going to weigh 2.5 grams. Copper penny is going to weigh uh, 3.11 grams. These 83 pennies should weigh 2.5, but if they weigh a 3.1, then they're worth some money because they're not supposed to be made of copper. They're supposed to be made of zinc like these. But there was a few that escaped and the mint and got away, and they're out in the wild. And then over here, I got three wheats and two of the 2009 pennies. Now, um, zinc pennies. This is the zinc pennies that's going back. These are the coppers that I keep. Again, I keep coppers because eventually one day you will be able to melt the copper pennies. You can already melt the the silver coins, like the silver dime and the quarters and the half dollars, and get the silver out of it. But these you can't melt down for the copper. You don't want to melt this because that's only got 5% copper in it. It'd be a waste of your time. Copper, it's constantly, the price of copper is going up. Eventually, it'll be a good metal to collect. And if not, I've got a bunch of copper pennies that I can get rid of anyway. But anyway, all wheat pennies and pennies from 1982 back to when they first started making pennies is mainly copper, 95% copper. These are 95% zinc. And sometimes when you see me metal detecting and I'll find a penny and it's all corroded and eat up and everything, that's a zinc penny. They don't last. Okay, I got three wheat pennies on those 10 rolls. I got a 1942, a 44, and a 56. And, add that to my collection of wheats. And then I got two 2009s. Both of them are the same. If you remember me talking to you, I barely covered what the 2009 penny is. If you see this is the reverse of the penny. Okay, these are both the same. So this is what the 2009 one of the pennies look like. There's four different kinds, and I'm going to show you what they are. Now I've got some, but I'm just going to show you through my book. And in the book here, it shows four different types of Lincoln wheat pennies from 2009. You got one, it's got a log cabin on it, and it's called the Birth and Early Childhood. This is all about Lincoln. Okay? And then you got the formative years. Okay? That's, I think that's the one I got here. Yeah, that's the one I got here, is the formative years. That's back when he was, just getting learning different things. Then his professional life. Professional life is when he became a senator and was in Washington as a senator. And then the next one was his presidency. So those are the four pennies of the 2009 mint. Now, in 2009, they had a lower mintage than they did in any other pennies. Like these pennies over here, that's like this one here. That's 3,990,800,000. That was in 2014. You look at these, and they're 350 million. There's a big difference. So They didn't make one. They didn't make as many as of those, so there's a low mintage. Plus, it's a unique coin. It's the only year they've done this. Now the wheat penny is, and the reason they did that, okay, it's 2009. The first year the Lincoln penny came was in 1909. That was the first year, coming from the Indian head cents, went and became the Lincoln pennies. The Lincoln pennies have stayed the front, the obverse, the front of the coin has stayed the same for since 1909. Okay, it's not changed. Now the back has changed a few times. You have it started off as wheat pennies. If it won't focus. Anyway, the wheat pennies. Then it became the memorial. And then now we have the shield pennies. They're the shield pennies. That's all zinc, basically. But that's the history of, as far as the Lincoln pennies has changed. The back has changed, but the front has stayed the same throughout. And it's been a long ride. I think it's about the longest that a coin has stayed the same on the obverse on the front. I think it's stayed that way longer than any other coin. Your dimes, okay, you got Roosevelt dimes now, but they came in 1945. Before that, it was the Mercury dimes. Before that was the Barber dimes. So you got different, and half dollars the same way, different things. But the pennies have been like this forever. And I don't know if they're going to ever change it, or if we're going to do like Canada and do away with the penny. Personally, I say get rid of them, because I'm tired of finding them. Metal detecting. No. But that's just a little lesson on what the 2009 and basically the Lincoln penny itself. I'll come back more here in a few, but I've got 10 more rows to go, and then I'll cover some other things for you. So hang on. All right, this is the last 10 rows. There's, of course, the zinc pennies, the copper pennies, the 1983 pennies, not many of those, and the other finds that I got, and I'll go over that. I got me another 2009. It's the same ones I had earlier, so, but it's in really good shape. I got me a wheat penny here. It's a 19 what? I can't focus on it. Oh, it's a 1955. And then I got me another Canadian. This is a 1984. So let me weigh those, put these others away, and then I'll go over some more stuff right there at the last. Okay, what I got 4 of the Canadian specimens here, 4 Canadian pennies. I got 4 of the 2009s. 3 of them are this one, and one with the log cabin. Wheat penny wise, I got a 42, 2 44s, and what is this? I can't tell. A 54, 3 55s, 2 56, and a 58. So that's what I got out of that box as far as pennies. I didn't get a whole lot out of that box, and I did get some weights, which is nice. Now the things that I wanted to go over with And I'll be going over these, looking at these here a little bit more, looking at different varieties or eras. There is a thing called a double die. A double die is where, let's see if I can, on a regular, this is not a double die, okay? Just show you where liberty is, and in God we trust, and the date. A double die will have some or all of that lettering and numbers doubled. It will be double stamped. It will be just, one on top of the other. Not the portrait himself of Lincoln, but just that. If it's on the obverse, which is the front. If it's on the reverse, of course, it would be on the lettering and stuff on the back. The 1969 S, and you got mint marks of P, D, and S. Only 1 year in the pennies was a mint mark of a P, which is Philadelphia, and that was in 2017. Never has there been a mint mark of a P on any penny until that time, and then there hasn't been one since then either. So if you see a date, say for instance the 1969, if it just said 1969 and didn't have a mint mark on the bottom down there, then it's from Philadelphia. If it has a D under it, it will be from Denver. If it has an S, it's from San Francisco. Now, if you get a 1969 S wheat penny, not a wheat penny, I'm sorry, 69 is not a wheat, it's a memorial. Anyway, if you get a 1969 S penny, check it to see if it's got a double die on it, because those can be very, very valuable. I'm talking $100,000 valuable. There's other coins that's got the double dies. The 1955 has a double die. It's not as valuable as the 69S, but it's still pretty good. There's a lot of different eras and stuff, and what I want to do is I want to write down and show you all some of the different eras or variety pennies that there are. I'm not going to do that on this video. I've already made it long enough, but I will come back and show you the different things to look for in your pennies. And that's, right now just working on the pennies. And once we get that one established, then we'll go on to the nickels and on and on. I hope that this has enlightened you on and you've learned something from it. If you have any questions, please email me, and I'll answer any questions you have if I can. Or if you want to make a comment in the comment area, I will answer you back. And if it's something I don't know, I'll tell you it's something I don't know. But hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and we're going to continue to do stuff like this from time to time. And just hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to me yet, hit that subscribe button, and it's not going to cost you anything. It don't cost a thing. So hit that, and hit the like button. That helps me get my videos out. So I appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. Talk to you later.